Good morning, YouTube. Bonus content for the channel. Today is Thursday, August 17th, and you guys are going to watch me take this piece of pallet board and try to make a bowl out of it. Now, I always show failure on the channel, and I always am a true believer that failure is part of the learning process, and boy, do we fail on this one. So these pieces of the pallet have actually been in those vice grips for about 4 months. They've just been like hanging around in the background of the workshop. I had meant to build it a lot larger, but decided I wanted to do a project today as some bonus content and decided let's see what we can make out of just 3 layers of pallet board. And initially I thought, hey, it's going to be a small project, it's going to go by really quick, it'll give you the opportunity to try some different things with the bowl making, and I initially thought this was going to go really well. And in the beginning, like so many other things that we do on the channel, things were going relatively well. Everything was glued up. That glue up had been going on for 4 months. I never added anything to it, so I knew the pallet boards were secure. But if you saw from the earlier block, there were some cracks, there were some divots. You can actually see them there. I was worried about it just completely falling apart, but I've learned over the years, take your time, go slow, make slow intentional strokes, and typically you won't have a lot of issues. However, in spite of all of that, we got it to a nice, cylindrical form. This part went relatively easy. Used a large and a medium-sized carbide tool, round carbide tool, and it went really good. Got everything nice and flat, squared it up, looked at it, inspected it, still saw some divots, wasn't too concerned about it. We got that taken care of, took all those layers off, and you can see here leftover glue that was in some of these holes here. Again, not worried about it. Took a small little chisel, and all we're doing is getting the glue out of it. Nothing to be concerned about. At this point, I'm thinking this is going pretty smooth. It's simple pine board. That's all that's all that this is. So nothing to be concerned about. So sanded it down a little bit, and here we go, making the mortise. So got the glued off. We've got the square into a circle or a cylinder, and now we're just making the mortise. This part went really easy. Got it on the first try. You saw a little bit of a crack there. Not too concerned about it. Then we take the faceplate off. Still, there's some cracks in there. Not worried about it. And this is where I start to screw things up a little bit. So instead of really thinking it out, I ended up initially thinking I'm going to take a chisel to that and just pop it off. But I decided, you know what? Let's not cause more trauma to this plank than we absolutely have to. So ended up just reversing it on the chuck, getting that in the jaws, and now we're just going to work off that pine board. And this is a lot easier than trying to pop off that piece of wood and hope to God that it didn't explode when I hit it with a chisel. So that was good. This part went really easy. It's pine board, it's soft wood, it doesn't take a lot to get it gouged, and all we're doing is taking small simple strokes, coming back with the carbide tool, the square and the round, and this part went really smooth. No issues whatsoever. Really happy how this is turning out. Don't have any complaints up until this point. And we stop, getting a little bit deeper in the gouge, and I'm pretty happy where this is at. And all we're doing is just some finish up work. Not a lot of issues, not a lot of mess either. Actually, kind of a mess for the size of the actual blank itself. But overall, really happy how this looks at this point. So got all of this cleaned up, and now we're going to come back and start my favorite part, which is sanding. But sanding wasn't even that difficult because we're going to use 120 and 120 only. This part literally took about 2 minutes to do. I didn't spend a lot of time doing it because in my head I'm gonna burn the wood. I think it's gonna turn out really well. So here we go, torching the hell out of this pine board. You can hear the crackling and just torching it, coming back, and it looks really cool in the dark because who doesn't love to play with fire, because it looks really cool. And just torching the hell out of it. And the neighbors are probably all concerned about what I'm doing at 9 o'clock at night. But I think it looks really cool, and I had some plans for this. But like all good plans, sometimes they fall apart, and I should have known better. So once we got this all nice and toasted, let it air out, put it back on the chuck. And I decided, you know what would be cool? I have a Dremel. I never, ever use the damn Dremel. And I have these little bits, and I'm going to make some polka dots in it. Because I saw Dovetail Studio do something like this with a table, and I thought it looked really cool. And I thought, it should look good on a bowl. But if you guys want to watch a woodworker who knows what the hell he's doing, Blacktail Studios, that guy makes amazing epoxy tables. Go watch his channel. This does not turn out anywhere near the quality of stuff that guy turns out. This looks like absolute hot garbage at this point. And I even know that in my head as I'm doing this, that this does not look good. I'm practically starting fires here. And then I try to do the bottom, and it's like just not doing what I want. So I'm like, okay, screw it. Nobody's going to see the bottom. So then I got the genius idea to take 15-minute epoxy instead of long curing epoxy because I wanted to get it done. And I started painting this on there. And then realized it's not going on the way I envisioned. So then I was like, okay, this isn't working out the way I thought. Let's put some lacquer on this sumbitch. And ended up doing that. And it just, I had to go grab a beer because I stopped this thing and it looks like just hot garbage. Like, the video doesn't do it justice. It looks awful. I'm not happy how this turned out at all. Zoom in on this hot piece of shit. Just looks horrible. And this is not the quality of things I usually make, but there it is, this week's project. You can see the hot garbage, but hope you guys liked it. Thanks for watching. Peace. Alright, so I took something that might have been cool and made it complete hot garbage. The lacquer is all over this thing. The little pimples and indents I thought were going to turn out cooler. I learned don't use 15-minute epoxy if you just want a real quick coat. And then don't add lacquer to it afterwards. So, trash. Absolute trash. 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 Cool concept, poor execution. We have learned from our mistakes. So today is the 16th of August. You guys are watching this tomorrow, the 17th of August, 2023. I'm going to title this one probably Hot Garbage Bowl. This is me 5 years ago. Or 4 years ago. This isn't me currently. I should have known better than to do all of this, but I'm surprised there's at least a bowl out of it. So we started off strong, didn't end strong. So we gotta learn. So this is this week's bonus. I think I'm gonna start just doing a lot more bonus content, but learned a lot of different things. We will retry this and it will look better the next time, I promise. So hope you guys liked it. Hope you learned what not to do. That's an important part of woodworking, what not to do. So anyway, hope you guys liked it. Everybody have a good weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.